Hello, everyone. My name is Rich Waterman, or Richard, if you want to choose the caption as well.
Yeah.
So I've just finished a coaching session with my mate Dave James, who's in my mastermind called Help People and Get Paid, which does exactly what it says on the tin. It's for coaches and speakers.
Yes.
But that's not actually the reason I wanted to record this video. It's Dave's doing some very interesting things in business currently, and I just first of all wanted to talk about kind of the generic business piece, and then at the end you can talk about this event you've got on next week that I'm coming to, which is really cool. So
Yeah.
when I first met you, you were a podiatrist with your own practice. I think I have to say it was my cousin that persuaded you to sell that. Now you do something very different, and I wanted to talk about that because I think what you do now is really needed in the coaching and speaking space. So I'm going to hand it over to you to explain a bit more about why you do what you currently do and what it is, because I think it's very, very cool.
So I suppose the basic stuff of why I do what I do is I have this desire for people to be seen and heard. And that's because quite through quite a lot of my life, even though I am this beautiful, this white middle-aged man who nobody needs to hear more from people who look like us, but there's still a feeling deep within me that I'm not seen and heard and I don't get to put my stuff out to the world. But I know there's lots of people that I work with who are either unable to be authentic. I'm working quite a lot at the moment with people who with neurodivergent, so ADHD and autism, when masking becomes a huge thing. But there's all these people who have a beautiful message, which they know if they could put it out there, it would change the world around them, whether it's the wider world or whether it's the smaller world around them. And I don't know, it's cheesy as hell, but it's properly magical when you see somebody stand up in front of an audience and deliver something to them, which moves them and it moves the audience. And I've seen this at the workshop I've done before. We create this beautiful, well, I like to think we create a safe space. I don't get the privilege of saying whether it's safe or not. It's the people within it tell me that it's safe. But I saw somebody who spoke from their head and then they went to their heart, and when they spoke, it was just the room was just, and it that's the power of speaking. That's the power of the work which I do now. And it's taken a long route to get here. And if I trace it back and go, okay, well, yeah, someone said to me, well, why did you start speaking? When did you start speaking? And I kind of trace it back to being 12 years old doing an English speaking board exam at school with a broken arm. I'd fallen down the bank and I got this broken arm, and there I am talking about bloody Eiffel Tower and how many rivets and bolts it's got in it, and then reading a piece of poetry by someone I can't remember. And then there's been lots of different times throughout that period where it's been opportunities for me to speak. So I got to speak in management on the NHS, then there's marketing my business. And then about 2015, 2016, I actually got to turn around and go to a BNI meeting, which are always a bit sickly in the mouth, where I had to get up every week and speak and realize that most people are really shit at it. They're just churning out the most amazing crap. But actually, you can start to have fun with it. And when you get it right, it connects you with people in a different way. So there's been this whole pattern of me speaking throughout all that time. But it's only probably in the last couple of years that I've really intentionally gone, that's what I want to focus on. That's the thing which I
Mm.
want to be working on. And
Yeah.
it's been an amazing journey. And it's I think my LinkedIn profile currently, it might be next week, it might be something different, talks about I help people to speak like humans, not like robots. Or I helped. I mean, I've got a manifesto on the wall here which says, "Thou shalt not become speaker shaped," because I don't believe that. I see a lot of speakers and a lot of speaker trainers who go, "Let me turn you into a speaker who holds the hands in a particular position." I'm like, no,
Exactly.
let's make you more you with a bit of speaking skill attached on the side. And all of the work which I think I've done, which has made the difference, is on one hand is speaky. It's all speaking stuff. It's all delivery and it's all tone and it's all voice and volume and acting and clowning and improv. And on the other hand, it's who am I at the core of it? Well, what is it I believe in? What's my objective? What's in this beautiful kind of thing that you can't polish but you can roll in glitter? It's just it's a very different approach. And you know this from the work
Mm.
you know this from the work you've done on you, that when you find it, it's just like, That's what it is. And for me, it feels like a really sweet spot to be in. And I've just gone on a huge monologue, and at this point, people are falling asleep out there as well. Sorry, audience.
It's lovely to see because, as you said, I think the kind of the marketplace for helping people become better speakers is exactly how you described. It's people being put into kind of a cookie cutter kind of
Yeah.
template type approach, and it's boring. People can become really good speakers doing that, but they're not going to be extraordinary. And the work you're doing is extraordinary. Um, so while I've got time with you today, I also wanted to talk specifically about an event that I've actually paid my good money to come to, which is one of your events. It's quite rare for me to pay to go to personal development event, but I know it's going to be great. And it's 5th of December. I know it's called Smack My Pitch Up, which is one of the best names for an event I've ever seen.
That's not my fault. That's
But
my mate Gary came up with that. We were chatting over some food, and he went, "Have this one." He said, "Smack my pitch up," and I'm like, "Oh my God!"
it's that's Gary definitely needs a kickback on that one. So there's places left. Um, it's 5th of December. You tell me the rest of the details because I've got it written down somewhere, but you'll know everything. And what does
Yeah.
it involve?
So it's the second event we that I've done with this. And of course you learn and you tweak and you adjust based on that. And one of the things I was always very much focused on with this event is that people get up and they speak. This isn't an event where you sit there and I just talk to you about speaking. You actually get up and you do something. And this time, the second time around, there's going to be more coaching. I've got some online stuff which is going out beforehand, which is the kind of the basic stuff which I talk about on the event.
Cool.
It's not necessarily about pitching. It's
Mm,
smack my pitch up is maybe a little bit of a trade descriptions thing, but you can obviously sue me later.
eh,
The idea is that my desire for people is that they can get up and they can speak to a room and they can make something, they can deliver something which is logical, which comes from the right place and has the right reasons behind it. So there's going to be delivery, but there's also going to be some in-person coaching as well. So people, for example, might deliver something in a particular way, and I might go, okay, hang on, try this instead, and see the difference, and show people how the difference in tone and pitch and pace and delivery, or even mindset before all of that can shift things. The the challenge is that in 3.5 hours you can shift people really quite a lot in 3.5 hours. But
mm,
3.5 hours isn't enough to make a difference. And that's something we'll be talking about afterwards at the event as well, is well,
mm,
what do people want to do after this? What more support do you want? And we've been talking earlier about turning this into a 2-day event so we can play around
mm,
more time with people.
mm,
But it's very much based on what do people need in the moment. Because I saw
mm.
things at the first event, which is that sounds like the end of Blade Runner, doesn't it? I've seen things you humans wouldn't believe. Attack ships on fire off the shores of Orion, sea beams dancing near the Tannhauser Gate. All these things will be lost like tears in rain. I had to do that one. It's one of my
Impressive.
favorite quotes ever. But you see things which you don't expect, and you see people access spaces which they don't expect. And that's the beautiful thing about it is I don't know what's going to happen to people from this journey from the beginning of it to the end, but I know it's going to be something, and people are going to feel things, and it's going to be amazing. And that's probably the
Cool.
worst advertisement for a course ever. But come along anyway. But if
Yeah.
if speaking is something that you want to do, you want to get better at, you want to develop, you can write speeches. You can think about this stuff all the time. You can think about, well, if I use this word versus this word, will it be better? The only way to get better at speaking is to speak, is to be on stage and deliver it and see how people respond. And this is an opportunity for people to do that.
Cool. Love that. So 5th of December, few places left. It's about 60 quid, isn't it? Give or take. My brain always
Yeah,
goes, it's about
Eventbrite
60 quid.
fees. I pulled a figure out of an orifice somewhere to make Eventbrite feel significant. Kingsway House in Worcester, which is on the near Foregate Street station. If you're coming in on the
Cool.
train, and there is parking spaces opposite, and you can go to the venue and get parking, but you have to contact them directly. 9 o'clock till 12:30, and they have their own coffee
Awesome.
machine, which is really good. And I will be there from probably about 8:30 onwards, so there's opportunity for people to come a little bit sooner.
Cool. Dave will stick a link below wherever this video's put out. I'll be there. Hopefully, that's not going to discourage people from showing up. But I'll be there as a participant, and I might chip the odd thing in if they want me to. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. So
And
brilliant.
one
Right,
thing I have to
I'm
say though, one thing I have to
yeah.
say is that you don't have to have a beard to attend. This is not
Very good.
representative of the people who are going to show up. So otherwise, it's like, do I have to have a beard, be bald, and have tattoos? No, but you might want to.
I love that. Great stuff, Dave. Look forward to that next week. And yeah, yeah. So grab the places while you can.
Grab it like while
Cool.
it's
Cheers,
hot.
Dave.
Thank you all. Bye now.